very interesting chart here is that this is year 2000, which was 24 years ago. Which is, in the year 2000, I was just started working. I started working in 1995. So year 2000, I was a young man. Today I'm still a young man. Yeah, 52 years old young man. Yeah. So now, what happened here is, I want to see that over the last 20 years, we have experienced in NASDAQ or US market a very smooth growth. But I want to see this point here is that, but since the beginning of 2020, the whole dynamic of the US market has changed. Can you see that shifted? From a very smooth gradient moving up, there's some disruption here, it became very volatile. Okay? Now, so I would say that volatility started since the beginning of 2022. Can you see that? Since the beginning of 2022, the market is like moving up and down. And let me explain to you what happened. Now, when we make a statement, I say volatility started in the year 2022, especially after third week of March 2022. Why? It's always good that if you are an investor or traders or analyst, you make a statement, you always have to put the word because. Let me explain to you, husband and wife. If husband, you tell your wife today that I love you. Please also make the statement because I love you because I'm speaking to my wife right now. You are strong, and she's very strong, but yet gentle. Yeah. So I'm saying that third week of 2022 market became very volatile because of three things. And today is still the same. What are the three things? Now let's examine. Is the ongoing geopolitical tension. It still started 2016. That's where China and US started trade war. The trade war became Cold War. You know what is trade war? Trade war is that I block you, I make things difficult for you, just like a relationship, right? You throw things at each other. But when they developed the Cold War, we don't talk to each other, and that became very dangerous. So today, China and US, they try to talk, but every time each talk, it kind of broke down. Yeah? So the trade war started in 2016. But in 2020, I see the trade war was there, so that's one point. And also, I'm referring to the beginning of 2020. Geopolitical tension already started. There's beginning of 2020, there was also the inflation concern. Let me just give you some statistics here. In February 21, the inflation was just below 2% for the last 40 years, about that. But in January 2022, it picked up to 7.53%. So I'm referring to the beginning of 2022. Okay? It picked up to 1 to 7%, and that's something that we've never seen before in my lifetime. Since at the age of 25, I'm 52, means that 20 years ago, I've never experienced that inflation from 1% to 7%. So that's a cause of concern. So that's my key number 2, is that why at the third week of 2022, I expect the market to be volatile, which we are right. Because key number 2, inflation will pick up, and inflation still lingers. And point number 3 is that the fear of recession. Now, after COVID, the US market opened up in April 2021. The GDP went up to 12.5% because of the opening of the post-COVID. In US, the street open, shopper go back to the shop and shop because the GDP to grow very exponentially, but in the same time, it also come down very, very quickly. And then, at the beginning of 2022, it was a concern. It come down to 3.7, and today it's still around there. And Jerome Powell said that this year, it may be about 1.3 to about 1.7%. So now, what I'm trying to say here was, I expect market to have a strong growth for the last 20 years, but volatility started at the beginning of 2022, including today. And then at the beginning of 2022, the 3 points were geopolitical tension, inflation, and recession. But today, it's still the same. The 3 points: geopolitical tension, inflation, and possible recession. So you have not go away yet.